Well, hello and welcome everybody on today's presentation and today's webinar overview. I'm here live from Panama. My name is Claudia Eifert and I welcome everybody on the Swissco Global webinar live stream. And I know we have a lot of people from many places in this beautiful world on board, and we do have our founder and CEO coming on board as well in a little while. We do have some guests from Australia on the call. I'm looking forward to see Kitty from Australia coming on board for a little bit of a Q&A session in the later part of this presentation. So meanwhile, we of course say hello to everybody who's arrived to this presentation, because there's still people logging in as I see. Welcome to all of you. I hope you can all hear me loud and clearly. I hope the connection is going to be good and stable here from sort of the jungle where I'm right now in Panama. So welcome all of you. And in this first presentation, the first 20 minutes, we're going to go over a little bit about, of course, Swissco Global, what Swissco Global is. And then we're going to go and get some Q&As answered. And I know a lot of people, they are kind of who like really new in the Bitcoin, in the cryptocurrency field. They are a little bit worried maybe or scared because prices are jumping. And so we're going to hopefully take those doubts away from you guys and be able to answer all your questions you have. So let's get started. I hope you can all see the screen. And yes, you can. Okay, great. Thank you for that. Well, Swissco Global, let me just click this camera off here. Swissco Global really is more than an opportunity. As you see, it's a system for building your own real wealth. And the company is now almost 10 years old. In fact, by next month, which is the month of March, we're going to be 10 years in the industry now, not 10 years in the cryptocurrency, but certainly in the gold and silver industry. So in the business. And we're going to show you, of course, in the next few minutes from now, how to cash in from the cryptocurrency trend, how to get paid daily, weekly, and monthly, and how to inflation-proof your money. That's really very, very important. Inflation-proof your money, because a lot of people, they may make money or they may have cash, but then they don't know how to maintain it or to grow it. So just a quick history. So about Swissco Global, we see, of course, Bill Rull here, our founder and CEO. He himself is a licensed precious metals dealer in the DMCC, the Dubai Multi-Commodities Center in Dubai. And since 2016, we actually working with a mining company together. So they deliver the mining contracts for us, to us, which is called Genesis Mining out of Germany. And very, very successful working with them. We work in the gold and silver industry with, of course, Argo Horias, the king of kings, meaning the LBMA refinery, which does a large part of the annual gold production worldwide. That's what they refine. And with Swissco Global, you're going to get gold and silver for 2.97 above market spot price. So we can basically save from as little as $25 and diversify your hard-earned money into gold and silver. You can then save it, or you can have it in those beautiful, like I wear like a beautiful sort of golden heart. It's actually a bar. It's a Kinnebar 5 gram. You can save it into beautiful bars or items like I wear. Have it shipped to you if you ship to your country, or simply have it saved there for, as an insurance policy, so to speak. We like to not really say gold is really not an investment. It's more so a hedge against inflation. In fact, we don't really like to use the words investments, because all what we teach you is here how to diversify and how to build a really great wealth foundation. Bitcoin and altcoin, obviously, that's the thing which most people are nowadays interested in, even though they should always be interested in gold and silver. But I understand the very exciting business is, of course, the Bitcoin and altcoin. Why? Well, because, we obviously have seen the last year in 2017 a absolutely amazing growing market from a 33 $33 billion industry growing up to all the way up to 800 billion in 1 year in the cryptocurrency market, which is pretty significant, such an emerging industry. And certainly this is where the trend is moving. And so what we do is, through Genesis Mining, we sell Bitcoin mining contracts, Ethereum mining contracts, Zcash and on Monero mining contracts, and more contracts as more currencies will be taken on board are becoming available to you. We also have a referral program. So for the people who want to refer, we do have a referral program, and we also do have a Swiss Gold Global Academy, where you're going to learn from really great teachers and mentors, such as the lady Carolita Oliveros, who co-wrote the Robert Kiyosaki financial education program, as well as Bob Proctor, of course, the mastermind, the person when it comes to really understand how your mind works and how to achieve greater things in your life. So we have all those things to transform you in your understanding of wealth and wealth creation. Now, when we look at, of course, what the business we have been in so many years, gold and silver, and then we look at very new, the Bitcoin, and some people, they call it the gold, Bitcoin is the gold 2.0. When we look at Bitcoin versus gold, which one is a better long-term bet? And this is really up to the, I think, to the viewer themselves. I certainly always suggest, and that's what I do, I diversify in both. I have gold, I have silver, and I do certainly accumulate Bitcoin and some of the major other cryptocurrency. So when it comes to and boils down to really why choose us, pretty simple. Can't find a better quality when it comes to gold or silver. It's just none better than Argo Arias. Argo Arias does all the Rolex and Philippe Patek production of those beautiful watches as well. They are a refinery, meaning they really certify other refineries for their standard. And when it comes to pricing, well, you don't find a 2.97 above market spot price. When it comes to mining, the same deal. Genesis Mining is the largest in altcoin mining, one of the largest in Bitcoin mining. When you look at their mining facilities, and Bill has presented them many times in his videos and his material we have on YouTube. When it comes to mining, they are the ones to mine with, because they have the most competitive, most best priced contracts out there. So that's why you really should work always with the best. So why is it more profitable to mine with us? Obviously, because we are exclusive partners with them. So Genesis has the farms tactical situated all over the world, and then they can just buy in a different style than we have here, like in Panama right now, just to give you a little bit of an insight. And I know we have Paul on the call from the UK, who's actually Panamanian, but decides to live for whatever reasons in the UK. I don't understand. But so we have a lot of Venezuelans here. And Venezuelans, basically, they have free energy. So this is free energy. You don't pay nothing for electricity costs, etc. They just literally, they're surviving on Bitcoin mining. That's what they survive on. They're not surviving on any other business, because all business in Venezuela is dead. There is no business in Venezuela. In fact, they're starving. And their only business is Bitcoin mining. They import graphic cards, ASICs, whatsoever, just to really be able to try to get by. And they don't have energy costs. But if you would do it at your home, at your house, well, you wouldn't be able to do it, because you simply wouldn't be able to afford the cost to do so. And that's why you really need to work with a company which does cloud mining for you. So there's benefits, obviously, with us, and there's advantages and disadvantages when it comes to owning your own hardware, and certainly more advantages when it comes to mine with us. Now, if you're a computer geek, if you're really smart, if you have access to really zero cost energy, you may want to think about doing the mining yourself. But I can tell you what, in Bitcoin, it has gotten so competitive. There's companies like Genesis Mining, they have to keep working harder and harder to really compete and to mine the most blocks, meaning get the best rewards for the Bitcoin mining. It's really highly competitive. So How does it work to set up? Pretty simple. You just need a Bitcoin wallet. So you need to have a Bitcoin wallet or whatever currency you want to mine. You need to have a wallet for that, meaning that the mining actually, once you purchase the mining, it can actually send to you. So then you choose a contract. You sign up, you get your KYC approved, you buy your contract, get your hash power activated, and you already starting mining. Pretty simple. You can very simple calculate your mining rewards through a calculator, what you call a CoinWards or a AllasComp or a crypto compare calculator. Now you can purchase various contracts with us. Due to the limitation of the contracts because of the huge, vast demand for our customers, we can only offer up to 1 terahash per contract. You can purchase various contracts, but only up to 1 terahash. But when you become an affiliate, you decide to actually market the products, and you then actually could buy up to 5 terahash currently. That could change, but currently up to 5 terahash, and you will get a little bit of a discount rate. As a customer, you buy the 179. It's basically per terahash $10 more expensive than if you became an affiliate and purchased 5 terahash in one go. Okay. When we look at it, of course, today's calculation, I just did that literally a few minutes before. So we see, of course, right now the price of Bitcoin is quite volatile, and we have seen a huge drawback, which is okay, it's no problem when you understand it, because hey, we came literally 14 months ago or 15 months ago from a Bitcoin price of $600. So, we're doing really, really, really well. Now, for the people who enter right now into the market, don't worry, it's normal. You have profit takings, you have certainly some manipulation going on there. You have a lot of things in it. Just don't put in what you can't afford or what you can't afford to lose. That's just what it is always about. Don't put yourself on a burden of debt, etc., etc. And it's a volatile business, but it's a very rewarding business as well. So you got to calculate your own risk. 1 terahash currently costs you $179, as I said before, as a customer, and it would give you currently a return roughly of $22 per month, or per year $270. So you basically, literally, as you see, you're going to get your money back in your first year of mining. And Bitcoin mining contracts are open-ended contracts, meaning they actually only end when it's not anymore profitable to buy and mine. And that is really, you got to think of oil, gas, gold, whatever has to be physically mined. Well, this is similar like Bitcoin mining. It got to be physical mined. You see those huge mining facilities they have in Iceland, or Bill is going, I believe, very soon to a facility in Sweden, where, of course, it takes a lot of labor. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of computation power in order to get this Bitcoin. Well, in the gold mine, the same deal. In order to mine 1 gram of gold, look at the labor it does actually cost to mine that 1 gram of gold. You see, 1 gram of gold currently costs around $46. It's a lot of labor attached to it. You just can't dig the gold and you think you have it 99.9 pure. It's not going to work that way. And so if mining is any more profitable, that means just the mine closes, and basically your contract is closed. And what it means, of course, for that, there's no more fresh money coming in. All what you have mined so far, it's yours. It's yours in Bitcoin, but there will be no more mining happening. You would have to buy a new contract in order to get paid again. And this happens really when right now it's around $1,000, a little bit over $1,000 to produce 1 Bitcoin. So if this really goes down and it stays there for something like 60 consecutive days, then that means your contract is void, it's closed, there's no more mining happening. You would have to buy a new contract. Ethereum, they are altcoin contracts. Ethereum, the Dash Litecoin, which right now are currently sold out, but we have Monero, we have Zcash. They are all 2-year contracts, all the maintenance fees included, and they mine 2 years for you, because they are mined on a different system, on a GPU miner, but you can certainly Also look them up in what they currently mine for you in the crypto compare. You see Zcash here, and we see Monero here. We may go into Q&A a little bit into how that works. So altcoins, again, it's 24 months contracts. And once you start the mining with Swiss Gold Global, the way it works is we have certain thresholds. So in order to avoid fees for you when it be paid out into your wallet on a daily basis, you need to reach a certain amount. In Bitcoin, it is 0.0050. In Litecoin, it is 0.002, and Zcash is 0.001. In Ethereum, is 0.075 of these coins in order to reach that you get paid out on a daily basis. If you don't reach that, it just means it stays there, and it's only to be transferred once it reaches that amount, okay? But it's not going to take away or whatsoever. It just accumulates till it is sent through the blockchain to you. Remember, every transaction we do on a blockchain does cost a fee. In order to avoid fees, it needs to reach a certain threshold, okay, to make it cheaper for you. We have a simple system, an affiliate system. It's really easy to share. Actually, you can build a global business with you. That's what I do. I'm in Panama right now, and I'm talking to all kinds of people from Colombia, from Venezuela, from Mexico. Just was a guy here, we just had a meeting before, from India, from all places, you see. So you meet so many people on a daily basis. It really doesn't matter where they come from. They can start their mining now. And, the thing is that if they see how it works, of course, what's happening is they actually, tell their friends. It's just a natural way. When you see something is working, you tell your friends. So there's two ways to join. One is a customer, one is the affiliate. The customer, of course, he can open a free account, buy the mining contracts up to 1 terahash. He can buy various 1 terahash. Obviously, he can, just start from as little as 0.2 terahash if he wishes to. And the customer can also make some rewards in more mining or hash power when he refers to other customers, but it's only going to be one level. So meaning all direct referrals of a customer, he can make money, the customer, and earn 2.5% on what the customer he introduced purchased, okay? And that comes in form of more mining power into his wallet, basically, which produces more Bitcoin or more Ethereum or Monero, whatever the contract that customer had purchased. The affiliate is a little bit different. So the affiliate now can really build his own business. So really build his own business, meaning it's like you own a franchise. You have a cost attached to it. It's like you own a franchise. You open a franchise, you open a store. You need to have some products. You need to pay the store. You need to pay the employees. You need to have those products to display, etc. So just with us, that you don't really have employees, you have team members you want to train, you want to educate, and help them so they move these products and services we offer. So we have 6 ways to get started. One is a miner, silver, gold, executive miner, ambassador, and platinum. These are all one-time entry packages. You only paid it one time, okay? But you do have a membership. Just like paying your rent and reordering your products, you have a membership of $50. In the first 2 packages, you pay $50 monthly ever after. So let's say you start with a miner, $170. Next month, you pay $50. You're going to get mining of 0.1 terahash every month. You pay the $50. Okay. In the silver package, you're going to get gold, silver, a small mining contract. And in your monthly $50, you're going to get 25% in real, tangible silver that accumulates into your account, and you can then eventually purchase a bar with it, or just have it liquidated into dollar if you want to, and then liquidate it into more mining, whatever you want to do it. The gold, executive, ambassador, platinum, they are annual packages, so the monthly membership of $600 is already, of course, factored in for the first year. After that first year, they pay $600. So it doesn't matter if you joined with number 3 or to number 6. You pay then to maintain, if you wish to maintain, Your affiliation, you pay $600, and of course, in the $600, you're going to get product, of course. And of course, in the products you see here, you get, or in the gold package, $120 in gold or silver, and a small mining contract of 0.5 terahash. The executive miner, you get 10 terahash. The ambassador, you get 750 gold and silver and 5 terahash. And in the platinum, you're going to get $900 in gold or silver worth, which is money, and 15 terahash in Bitcoin mining. In the affiliation, you are able to get paid 9 different ways. You don't need to learn all those 9 different ways. You just got to pick up the most important at the beginning. Once you are a little bit in the business, you learn the next 2-3 ways. Once you're a little bit longer, you need to learn the next 4-5 ways up to there, then till you understand the 9 ways to make money. But we start with, of course, when every time we sell gold or silver through our direct referrals, we can make 1%. Every time we sell mining contracts to our customers or to our affiliates, we make 5%. Remember, the customer made 2.5% on every customer. The affiliate makes 5% on every customer and on every affiliate. Plus, when the affiliate has a customer, and that customer introduced another customer, and that customer introduced another customer, every time that happened, the affiliate gets another 2.5 from that customer, which is his indirect customer. Okay? And how do we look this up in our back office? It's pretty simple. We see it in form of bonus. When we click on this bonus, we see who actually that bonus came from. Who did I got just paid from? And then it's not that you got only one time paid. No. Every time the customer purchases or repurchases, you're going to get paid your 5% or your 2.5%. Every time they repurchase, okay? Because most people enter, have their mining contract, but then they buy more mining contracts because they see it's really, really profitable. And then you can see, of course, what I said before in the transaction history, sometimes you see there's no link for this reward, meaning it just has not yet quite reached that threshold here in order to get paid out into your wallet. But if it reaches the threshold, of course, then you will see that on the daily basis or whenever it comes into your Bitcoin wallet, okay? Whenever you bring a new affiliate on board, you're going to get something which is called a fast track bonus or fast track reward, really, for the effort you do. And that depends on the package you get in, or from the miner to the platinum, from $35 up to $500, which you get in cash, in dollars, and fiat money. That fiat money you can then or either get paid out into your bank account, or either buy more mining contracts, or either buy more gold or silver. You can do whatever you wish with that. We also have a career. So when you build your career, you're going to get cash bonus, but you're also going to get lifestyle products like a golden portrait, a golden iPad, a golden iPhone, a golden Rolex, etc. And I have a table here on the contracts, earnings, and everything out there. Basically, if you wish to have that just in one slide or one slider, pretty easy to understand sort of what you get and what the person who introduced you got, or when you introduce a person, what do you get? Okay, we have global bonus and much more. So if you really want to build cash flow and you be paid to save in gold, silver, and Bitcoin, well, your next step is to team up, join us, get started, and there's no, of course, guarantee, which is clear. So there's no guarantee that you will earn any money using the techniques and ideas displayed. We need to make the disclaimer. Remember, of course, Bitcoin is a volatile market. These materials, they are not to be interpreted as a promise, financial advice, or guarantee of earnings. And Bitcoin and altcoin daily payout will vary depending upon, but not limited to, price, difficulty rate, independent mining companies, operational expenses, and contract life. So you've got to be aware of that absolutely mining works. There's no question about it. In fact, I believe just Samsung and, Samsung phones, Samsung Industries, they just entered in producing mining rigs, mining ships, basically. Why do they enter into this market? Well, because it is a very, very lucrative market. That's why they enter into that market. But as in everything, there's no guarantees, and you've got to be aware of that. You can't make false claims, and you also can't be coming across as that you are a financial advisors, because the last thing we want to be or say is we are financial advisors, because we are not. And lastly, well, follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, stay connected. And I'm going to move over now to the second part, and that is, of course, our Q&A session with our founder and CEO. And we do have a guest today on the call. We have Kitty on the call. So let me see if I can, while I bring Bill on board, actually unmute him and show his camera. So let me just do that quickly. Bill, are you there?
I am, Claudia. Thank you for hosting tonight's or today's call in Panama, tonight here in Europe, of course. Welcome to everyone joining us on this particular call. We've got lots of Q&A to do tonight. I think we've got 30 minutes. So if you have any questions, you can be very direct with myself. You're most welcome to type a question in the chat box there, and I'll try and address that. I know we have Keithy Broom, one of our leaders from up near Brisbane way, the Gold Coast, actually joining us on this particular call. He does a great job leading the team in that part of the world. Look forward to catching up with him my next time back down under in Australia. So how you going with Keithy there, Claudia?
You should be able to hear me. Should be able to hear me, Bill.
I can hear you very well, Keithy.
Fantastic. Yeah, welcome to all, and good morning, Claudia. It's fantastic to see you, Claudia, looking.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything wrong.
No, it's a beautiful 28 degrees today here in Brisbane. It's February. It's still our summertime. But basically, yeah, I'll share my webcam. That's fine. I'll do that, and hopefully can. Do
you have your funny hair on?
No funny hair.
The Gold Coast too, Keithy.
Say that again, Bill.
It looks like Claudia is actually on the Gold Coast. She's got a bit of a tan there.
Yeah, she's looking very good for summertime. I've got the. I'm just trying to work out my webcam, so bear with me. Share my. Oh.
Well, while you do that, Keithy, maybe Claudia could start on the questions, and we'll bring you into the call.
Yep, fantastic.
Sure, lots of hellos from Greece, and I know I'm looking forward to go to the Greek islands. I've never been there. Paul says hello. Sahir says hello. Clan. Hi, Clan. Okay, there's one question from Richard. Hey, Richard. Hi, will you be adding Litecoin for buying products?
Well, it's a great question. In fact, I had a call with Keithy on Monday, and that was the same question that came up on his weekly call as well. I'm actually, Richard, I'm going to be with Genesis team next Monday. We've got a very important meeting, and after that on the Tuesday, I'll be flying off to Sweden to visit their new mining farm, which they're still in the process of. It's commissioned. It's crypto is already going live there. It's the most sophisticated mining farm in the world. They're very proud of it. This is the Airbus A380 crypto mining. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I think it's absolutely huge too when you see the size of the farm. But to answer that question at this stage, no. But I'll be speaking to the source. We've got some exciting stuff coming out, and maybe next week we should be able to give you some updates on that.
That is great, Bill. And anyway, so Keithy, are you there with the camera? Because I don't see you.
I see Keithy.
Yeah, I'm live now. Audio good, sight is good, suntan is good, everything is good.
Awesome. Well, let's go into one more question here, and this is coming. There's one question coming about what? Okay, how is precious metals delivered once you buy?
It's a great question. In fact, first of all, it depends upon where you are. When you buy your precious metal, you buy your gold and silver, you buy at 2.97% above the market spot. So for every $1,000 worth of gold that you're actually buying, it's $29.70 less you're actually taking delivery. That's the margin. 1% of that is paid out in commission to your direct upline who enrolled you. Once you keep buying and accumulating the grams or ounces of gold and silver, and that's stored at the London Bullion Market Refinery in the precious metal account. Then, of course, you need to be able to take physical delivery to do that. Of course, let's say you've saved 10 grams of gold and 1,000 grams of silver over a period of time, and maybe you just bought it out in a single purchase. Then you go to the precious metal catalogue, and you can actually select what size bar that you'd like to take delivery. So if you've got 10 grams of gold and you see a 20-gram bar, obviously it's not going to work. You don't have enough grams to actually convert it to a 20-gram bar. But you could select, 10 single-gram bars. You could select 2 5-gram bars. You can select a 10-gram bar as an example. And the same when it comes to silver. If you have 1,000 grams of silver, which is a bit over 3 troy ounces in that sense, 30 troy ounces, sorry, you'd be able to, of course, take physical delivery of that as well. You can't, you've got 1,000 grams of silver there, you can't take delivery of 2 bars, you can only take delivery of what precious metal you have. So then you pay shipping. Now, just for people to be transparent about this, when it comes to shipping silver around the world, silver, even though it's a precious metal, gold and silver are the only 2 metals that are actually classified as precious metals, and primarily the only ones that have ever been really used as money historically. But silver is also classified as an industrial metal. It's used in a huge number of applications, from medical applications to solar energy, many things. All your phones, everything technical has a bit of silver in it. So it's an industrial metal, which means there's going to be an import duty on that. So just be aware of that. Now, generally, gold, when we ship gold around the world to the countries that we do ship gold, generally there's no import duty or tax on that. In fact, we just had an incident today. Someone was taking delivery in the UK, and the customs people there wanted to charge them some VAT. So they contacted us because it was £300 or something of VAT, which wouldn't make them very happy. None of us like to pay our taxes, of course. So I contacted FedEx in Switzerland, and they said, and I gave them that, there's a special code for the product that we deliver. And now the product we deliver, because it's private investment gold, it's 99.9 pure, it's your private investment gold and also your private investment silver. But on gold, there's no VAT or tax on that. We've even shipped it to Australia. That has been the case as well. But it does vary. It changes all the time. So you do need to do your research on this. But primarily FedEx Switzerland today said they're going to reach out to the customs authorities in England and tell them that this particular harmonised code, which is a customs code for this particular item shipped, there's no duty payable actually on that. It's tax-free. So let's see what they do. The tax man's hungry. As we do know. That's primarily how it works.
Thank you, Bill. And there's another question. I'm not sure if you wanted to, Kitty, as to do something as well address, but there's one question here. Can the precious metals be collected in person? And also, how do we know and find out the market spot for gold and silver?
Okay, the first part of the question, as you know, Claudia, you've actually been there in video, even though you're not meant to video it, of course, for security reasons. We've had people coming to us. Yes, you can certainly arrange to have it picked up, collected in Zurich, or even in Dubai. Zurich is certainly easier. So if you have precious metals and you're in the European region, or you're flying in from Brisbane to Zurich, you want to collect your gold or silver, we can certainly arrange that. Now, remember, it's allocated storage to our company. We're storing it on your behalf. Therefore, you need to arrange this through us. So we'll make the appointment for you. You need to be there. I'll go into the storage facility, or one of our shipping agents will go into the storage facility who's authorised to go on there. We'll collect the precious metals from Loomis, which is an international London Bullion Market registered or accredited storage facility, and we'll come out with it in a sealed container, which comes directly from Argor. And you can break the seal and make sure the right gear's there and sign delivery for it. That's primarily how it works. But the answer to that is actually yes. When you place your order, the spot price, of course, it's changing all the time. I mean, there's actually technically there's spot fixings every day. So let's not get into this. The gold market pricing is a changing price all the time. So depending on the time our orders are processed, the price will actually change there. Now, when you will actually get an email that will tell you exactly what price the gold price was when it was purchased, the silver price, how many grams of gold or silver are actually issued to your account, and you'll see that credited into your precious metal account. So it's all very transparent there. In 2018, we'll be developing further, working on this now. In the next 4 months, we want to be able to launch our gold and silver on the blockchain as well. We've got some exciting stuff coming up, which would be nice as well. So it'll be take it to another higher level of transparency and accountability.
Awesome. Now, Kitty, our friend, tell us, what are you up to?
You're muted, Keithy.
Sorry, you can hear me now, okay? Great. I was just looking at my stats this morning because it's Wednesday morning, 7:30 here in Brisbane. Today is day 258 for me with Swiss Gold Global. So that's just over 8.5 months. It feels like nearly 10 years with what's been happening, but
it's a pregnancy.
Sorry?
It's a pregnancy.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. And the Bitcoin baby will be born shortly, mate. But not even 1 year into the business, and everything for me has changed from not only my knowledge of mining, that's gone to another level, and that's just through repetitive listening and learning through the information that Bill and yourself, Claudia, give to us on a daily basis. The information coming from this company to members is outstanding. A lot of people in my team down here in Australia are learning as they're earning, and it's a fantastic way to express how things are done. We're only just getting started, as you said very pointedly on Monday night. Bitcoin is emerging. If people sort of wrap their head around that it started in 2008, and I think I did a Facebook Live. I've done this many times before. If you go to Google and Google Bitcoin white paper, and you'll go to there's about 5 or 6 entries. I do the Satoshi Institute, and this is only 6 pages long. So what we're involved in here, Bitcoin started with 6 pages, and some have the explanation of what everything is there. The equations on the back, very, very hard to understand what it is. But this has changed the world, these 6 bits of paper here. If people sort of read this to get a bit of an understanding about the white paper, but what you need to understand is explained in 1 sentence. I don't know if you can see that. Peer-to-peer electronic cash system. That just says it all. That explains Bitcoin. Peer-to-peer is me to you, Bill to me, Claudia to me, Bill to Claudia. It's all amongst ourselves outside the banking system. And if you explain that to people that, listen, I'm involved in Bitcoin, and basically it's a peer-to-peer cash system, me to you outside the banking system, people will start to understand it and adopt it. Because if you go to blockchain.info, there's only 22.8 Bitcoin wallets in existence, 22.8 million. That's nothing. 7 billion people on the planet. So we're in a very, very early stage, tiny early stage, and I'm only even earlier, 258 days, as most of the members are, which is pretty exciting. One question I do get asked is, maybe that you can answer, Bill, is the Bitcoin is obviously the best paying coin at the moment. Last year it wasn't, and this year it is. The pre-sale contracts, is that going to continue, do you think, with Genesis? I know they're trying to build as fast as they can, but are the pre-sale contracts just going to keep being in pre-sale from now on? Could you answer that?
We'll get a bit of more of an update on that next week, I think, Keithy. Primarily, there's a mega amount of hash power becoming available when Sweden's completed. There's no question about that. Okay, there's a mega amount, but there's also probably a double mega amount of people who want it out there in the marketplace, which is fantastic for your business. No question about that. Look what you've achieved in under 12 months in your business, Paul. Look at Claudia, what she's achieved, and many members on this particular call around the world have achieved. So to answer the question, there's a huge, significant amount coming to the marketplace, but there's going to be a huge demand for that as well. I mean, primarily, maybe I'll give a bit of a history here, Paul and Claudia, where we've come in the last 14, 15 months, shall I?
Yeah, go ahead, Bill. Yep.
Yeah, I thought the silence was a yes. Yeah, okay. So we've been mining since primarily November 2016. I think Claudia and Keithy actually mentioned that, and Bitcoin price was a bit below $600 at the time. Difficulty rate was very, very low. It took actually 400 days to break even on your contract. So if you bought a mining contract today of Bitcoin back in November, December, probably even the start of January 2017, it took about 400 days for you to break even on your contract. And we were ecstatic about it. I mean, it was awesome. Here we have we're putting our money into a contract, and in 400 days we're getting our money back. Then, of course, the market started to break out. On the 1st of February 2017, Bitcoin was just below $1,000. It then broke out $1,000. So this is just a year ago from today. From today primarily, the Bitcoin price broke above $1,000 and really started to move and rallied up to around about $6,000 around about November. Then we had the news about the Chicago Board Options Exchange and the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which is a commodities options and futures exchange, trading Bitcoin as a commodity. And of course, then we started to see some of the big money, institutional money, flowing into it, and of course, it really pushed the price up from $6,000 to $20,000. So if you look where Bitcoin has come from in the last 12 months, I mean, people were able to, they've made multiple times their money. X factor has been multiple times, no question about that. And they paid off the contracts very easily. Now we're a little bit back. We're still better than where we were. The price has pulled back quite a bit on Bitcoin, but remember, we're mining for Bitcoin. I'm mining for Bitcoins because I believe in this white paper. I believe in this peer-to-peer protocol that we can pay each other outside the normal centralized system. That's really the underlying technology called the blockchain, which is absolutely ingenious. That's why I love Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is the best performing asset and still the best performing coin as we speak, payout coin as we speak today. If you're looking at it from a monetary sense, comparing that to the US dollar. In that sense, it still is. Now, because there's a lot of volatility in the market, of course, we're getting a lot of people getting nervous, because they're looking at their payouts are reducing in the dollar value, etc. And I understand that. But we look back from where we've come from. Yes, it's been at $20,000. It's now down to $7,000, $7,500, maybe at $6,000. But if you look the other way, where it's actually come from $600 even to $6,000, it's a 10-factor increase, which is significant, but we don't tend to think that way. We like to see the top and how much the glass is empty rather than the other way around. But it does affect us, of course. So there's going to be a bit of a shakeout. And the shakeout's occurring as we actually speak. But the good news is we're dealing with a fantastic company called Genesis Mining. They're a billion-dollar company, outstanding leadership, high integrity, highly intelligent, been in this game for a very, very long time. They understand this game better than anyone. They have the most sophisticated mining farms in the world. They're transparent. They show you the mining farm. What other companies share that with you? Primarily, they don't. They're also transparent on the numbers. They'll actually declare what their maintenance fee is. The maintenance fee is 28 cents per terahash. Now, this kind of information is actually very important to you. And this is the risk factor that we have associated when it comes to mining Bitcoin, because it costs 28 cents per day per terahash. So if you have a 1 terahash contract, or whatever that payout is at the moment, maybe it's around, I don't know what 1 terahash per day is paying out at the moment. Maybe it's, I don't know what it would be. Claudia, is like 60, 70 cents. I think it's around 90 cents a day or something like that. You need to deduct off the 28 cents maintenance fee. Now, the maintenance fee is for the electricity, is for the administration. I mean, there's tens of millions of dollars that goes into the production of these mining farms. So we have to be able to produce at least 28 cents per day positive payout to make the Bitcoin mining profitable. Otherwise, if it was to stay negative, in other words, it would cost more to mine for Bitcoin than what we're getting paid out on. It could be, I'll use the word could, maybe, under the terms and conditions of Genesis, and that continued for a longer period of time, more than 60 days, it could void the contracts. So that's the risk that we actually have. Now, this company is very transparent about that. I like that, okay? Now, throughout 2017, we saw the breakout on the altcoins, meaning alternative coins, Ethereum, Zcash, Monero, Litecoin, Dashcoin, all these other coins, I think there's nearly 1,500 alternative coins out there. We're only engaged in the main ones, of course. Someone spoke about when are we going to start mining the Litecoin. We'll be speaking next week about other alternative coins which will be coming to the market, because that's also very exciting. But primarily, if we go back to June, July, August of last year, if you were mining for a Bitcoin, etc., and some of the other altcoins, your estimated return on these 2-year contracts for the altcoins are 2-year contracts, was about threefold. And Bitcoin was about break even. Bitcoin went from about 400 days to get your money back on your contract to about break even in the middle of the year. And the altcoins were certainly outperforming that, because, I mean, contracts like Ethereum token went from, the Ether token went from something like, I think it had its low around $8, $59, $10, $12, and ran up to, I mean, recently touched about $1,400, which is just absolutely incredible, isn't it? So we are in a very, very hot sector, but the market did change, and then Bitcoin became the really hot, dynamic one, giving significant payouts because the difficulty rate increased, but the price was growing so much faster, so the payouts to members was just astronomical, actually, to be quite honest. Now the market there's been a big sell-off, which I really believe is really part of the institutional, players, in one sense, the CBOE and the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, shorting it now, taking profits, of course. I mean, they're traders. They trade it on the upside. They can also trade it on the downside. And because we were talking about options and futures contracts, they never, ever, they have a right to own a Bitcoin, but they do not have an obligation, which means they can trade it, they can speculate on the price going up, they can speculate on the price going down. So as this is really new, it only started on the 10th of December, of course, we're in some pretty rough waters now, and if you don't like rough flights, you might be getting a bit nervous. But we have to go through this. This is just part of the process, actually. But as far as the white paper that Keithy showed you, that is the protocol, that is the underlying technology that makes Bitcoin so unique, so special. In fact, it's one of the greatest gifts that's been given to humanity, I think, in centuries. It's freedom. It is totally freedom. And when people start to understand that and start to use it more and adopt more, most people don't even know about it. I think Keithy mentioned before there's about 22.5 million wallets in existence. I mean, it's nothing. It's totally nothing. It's not even, I think that's the population of Australia. We are an eyes drop on the world population. Most people say, where is that? One of my recent visits, I was telling someone I'm from Australia, and they kept on saying Austria. I said, no, not Austria, Australia. And so I had to pull out my phone and show them on the map where I was. They go, ah! So, but anyway, the point is that we are in a new fantastic sector here, a very hot sector, a hot trend, and it's going to be a volatile ride. And I congratulate all of you, because you are contrarian thinkers, and it's a train. This is a train you've got to be on. Yes, it gets a bit rocky at times, but this is a train we have to embrace, we have to learn, we have to support it, because the bigger picture about this will actually help change the monetary system, which is better for humanity across the globe, actually. That's really my belief on this. And there'll be other coins such as Ethereum, which is a peer-to-peer smart contract system. Also ingenious, built on the blockchain. Some of these other coins have very unique features, underlying technologies, which are great, built on the blockchain technology. So we're in the very early days here, and I think 2008 is going to be a very exciting year. It could be a bit of a nervous year for some, but I'm in it for the mining for the coins, and of course looking the long term here. And I wish all of you much success. But as Claudia mentioned on her webcast, know what you're getting engaged in. Do your due diligence. Don't take my word for it. Don't take Keithy's word for it. Don't take Claudia's word. Well, you can take Claudia's word for it. But the point is, you need to do your due diligence. Be smart about what you're doing. Manage your risk. Be responsible. But primarily, Swiss Gold Global, we partnered with the best players in the world. A key factor in business. not just on the gold and silver side, but on the cryptocurrency side as well. Okay, and we've also developed it up that regardless of where you are in the world and what your financial standing is, you can get started for 30, 40 bucks, $35. You can get in the door with a free account. You can learn about what we've got. You get your own. You can log into your back office. You can see how it works. You can get your daily payouts. You can share it with other people. You can actually get paid in it as well. So this is set up for all people. So I encourage people to share it, build your organization, understand this fantastic technology. I mean, if you just go back to the internet, we often talk about this, Keithy and Claudia. If you go back to the internet, you know, in 1995, there was only 16 million people using the internet. I said on Keithy's call the other day, that was the year I first bought my laptop. And the only reason I bought this laptop, because it was a tax deduction for me. Otherwise, I didn't need it. But back then, it was $6,000 for a laptop, and its hard drive was 256 megabyte. I mean, you would laugh at that today, 256 megabyte, and it costs 6K. You know, I mean, what, you don't buy a laptop today with terabytes, whatever they call them, with even for $1,000 or $2,000, whatever. So the world is changing, but from 16 million users on the internet to nearly 4 billion users, in cryptocurrency wallets like 22.5 million. Where's it going to be the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? And you see people like John McAfee from McAfee Security, IT security systems, internet security systems, etc. He's a great advocate for this industry. And what he put out the other day is that what's going on now is really the institutions that we're being told to trust and to honor, the foundation, the banking systems, the whole centralized structure is at war with crypto. Because everything about cryptocurrency is about freedom and decentralization. Everything about the old school is about centralized and control. So you've got this huge, fierce tug of war going on right now. So there's going to be some rocky roads, but it's very exciting. One thing's for sure: only good can come from this. And like all revolutions, sometimes there's a little bit of blood spilled as well, but it's true. But in the end, it's always better for humanity. So looking at the big picture, looking at what we're bringing to the table in 2018, some very exciting things that are going. I know Genesis Mining are working on some huge things, and not just the crypto mining, but other things which are going to support our members significantly, and us as a team as well are working on some very, very exciting things which will come out in the next month as well. So that's probably what I wanted to say. What other questions would you have, Keithy or Claudia?
Well, someone wants to have the white paper from Keithy. So if Keithy, you can send this to Glenn.
Say that again. The link.
White paper.
Yeah. Well, you just go onto Google and type in Bitcoin white paper. It's as simple as that, and you'll get a number of entries will come up, and they all basically have the same description, 6-page description. But it's, I guess we go to school when we in Australia, when you're 5, and to learn the alphabet, you've got to repeat it over and over and over and over and over again to know the alphabet without thinking about it. Same thing with any important bits of information like this. You need to read it over and over and over again till it becomes part of how you think about Bitcoin. Your knowledge just rolls off your tongue. So when you speak to someone about Bitcoin, just by reading this a number of times, you get a really good feel for, like Bill says, this disruptive technology that's going to help so many people around the world. And you're spot on. All the banks we've been dealing with for many, many years don't like it. It's like the big bully in the playground. There's some new kids coming to the school, and they're pretty smart and they're quite robust, and they got a lot of support from all the other little kids, and the big banking kids don't like it. So there is a struggle, but the 3 ways that I've learned so far is that to get involved in cryptocurrency, you can buy it and hold it is number 1. You can buy it and trade it is number 2. And the 3rd way is you can get involved in the mining side or the computer power side. And that's what we do. That's how I explain it to my friends, that we buy computer power contracts. And I buy Ethereum ones, I buy Bitcoin ones, Zcash and Monero ones, which we still have available, surprisingly, in Swiss Gold Global. And the more computer power I have, or I store, or I buy in my contracts, the more I get paid. But I have a choice of how I get paid, and that's very important to me, that I choose to be paid in Bitcoin. So I get paid in Bitcoin every day, which is an unbelievable feeling. And I have done every single day for 258 days. There've been a couple of missed days which have been caught up when Genesis are doing various things with their system. But for 258 days, I received a payment every day on the contracts I've had. And the Bitcoin ones will just keep paying every day. Once that initial time where you get the purchase price back from your mining earnings, they just keep going on and on and on, which is, like Bill says, 2018 is going to be exceptional. And there's not many of us involved, which makes us the lucky ones, I guess. And I know a lot of people are just, the knowledge is what they're after. They need their knowledge. So I encourage people to listen to these webinars. I do try and do one every Monday night to explain to people about the business. And basically when I go out, I just talk to people. Every time I've got a Bitcoin card, I haven't got it on me, but I always opt to pay for my coffee in Bitcoin, which starts a conversation. Either people know about Bitcoin or they don't. And it's still, Bill and Claudia, it's still around about 2 people out of 10 in Australia know something about Bitcoin, maybe creeping up to 3, because it is starting to get mentioned on the television news. Not that I watch television, about every week or so now there is a mention of Bitcoin, but normally they only mention it when it goes down, because that's the what's FUD is what's that terminology? FUD is fear.
You can't swear on the call, Keithy.
Oh no, FUD, Bill. FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. FUD. And that's what most people live their life by listening to what's on the news and accepting the negative in and negative coming out of their mouth. We're in a positive frame. I've got Bill here, the most positive owner you'd ever meet online. Claudia, exactly, just exuding 1,000% positivity. And that just affects a lot of people, and it's affected me, and I've flowed that on to our team. So just the information, I think people in my team down here in Australia are really soaking it up. And the more they soak up, the more excited they get. So 2018, bring it on.
Yeah, I totally agree, Keithy. And just on the banking side of things, I mean, some of the banking areas in some countries are actually adopting, you know, and I mean, you look at Switzerland, you have FINMA, the highest authority in the financial area there, the financial controls. They've authorized banks and different financial managers that they can actually you know, include Bitcoins in these portfolios and things. So in Switzerland, you could actually pay your taxes in some cantons with Bitcoin. So they recognize it as a currency. And as you said, you've been paid now 258 days in a different currency, and that currency is actually Bitcoin. So you get paid, of course, in Australian dollars. Now you're getting paid in the diversified currency, which is Bitcoin, which is a smart thing to do. Most importantly is that you're getting paid and you're making that Bitcoin when you're sleeping, which is absolutely awesome, Keithy. That's the best part about it.
No question. I wake up and I get an email from my local provider. You have received Bitcoin. See, my favorite sentence of all time now. And long may it rain.
Which provider do you use in Australia?
I use a company called CoinJar, started by 2 young, they're probably about 26-year-olds now. They've been going for about 5 years. They've actually moved their base from Australia to based in the UK. So you can operate an account in the UK, CoinJar, and operate an account in Australia. But they don't have the Visa or MasterCard logo attached to their little card, a swipe card they call it, or an FPOS card. So I use that card for transferring Bitcoin onto that card, so I can buy my groceries, pay for my petrol, buy my coffees, basically anything with a card, so I convert Bitcoin to local currency. And I have been doing that for about 18 months all up, been living on Bitcoin. So people can't believe that when I tell them, but it's a reality. But I'm in the minority in Australia. I'm in the minority, but that number is growing steadily because people actually stalk me on Facebook. I've had a couple of ladies stalking me in a good way. Not you, Claudia. The one lady just heard about Bitcoin in her workplace, people talking about Bitcoin. She didn't understand anything, but was enough, had enough interest that she's a 60-year-old woman who didn't want to work till she was 65. She's absolutely fed up with working. She worked in a food processing factory, or still does, for airlines. So she Googled Bitcoin, learnt a little bit, went to YouTube, typed in Bitcoin, and then happened to come across one of my videos. And then she listened to the video, could understand what I was saying, even in my accent, then took my name and put that into Google, and then found me on Facebook, and then watched all my videos, and then contacted me on Facebook. So people are very, very inquisitive with opportunities that basically, once you buy contracts in our business, you, as we all know, Bill, the favourite line is, we do nothing. So it doesn't affect her current job. So she has her lifestyle, her earning, her salary at the moment. But now, through the contract she's bought, she has income coming in passively, part-time passive income, my 4 favourite words. And so it doesn't affect her job. She still gets up, she does afternoon shift. She works from 3 till 11 o'clock at night. And then she does that 4, 5, 6 days a week. But she's so excited about this part-time income coming. She says, I just want to grow this on the side so it'll take over my current job. And then on one particular Monday morning, I can just ring up and say, unfortunately, I won't be able to make it in today. Why is that? Well, I've got another income that's superseded what I've been earning here, so I quit. So that's what she's building to and getting very excited about, because it doesn't affect her lifestyle at the moment. And once people understand that we can mine passively, then they get super, super excited.
It's a great story, Keith. Yeah, I love it that the lady made action. I mean, how many people actually, they might read something or see something, but how many people will act on the opportunity to do it? She did her due diligence, which I often speak about. Secondly, she made effort to actually reach out and contact you, track you down, chase you down, and get the information that she actually required. Of course, you also win from that as well, because you pick up free hash power. So that's a great testimonial, Keithy. Very, very good.
And there's millions of people out there, but we haven't spoken to them yet. That's the other exciting part, that there are millions of people on this planet who want to find out about Bitcoin, but no one's explained it to them correctly or easily, probably easily. And another quick story, if I may, is when I first joined the company over 8 years ago, I actually started finding out about Swiss Gold Global through my sponsor, and then I asked if I could speak to the owner, yourself, Bill. And when that first little Skype call that we did with each other, you were very technical, and I didn't quite understand what you were saying. So it took me a little while to understand it through repeated listening and asking many questions. So once I grasped the overall picture, then it became as though the clouds, the mist parted and the sun was blazing. And from then on, it's just been one fantastic, a little bit of a roller coaster. But as I said, 258 days I've been paid every single day, even though the price of Bitcoin has gone up and down. So some days have been better, some days have been a little bit less income, but I'm still earning every day. So yeah, millions of people want to hear our story. We just got to talk to as many people as we can.
And tell me, Keith, you mentioned CoinJar, this wallet. It's an exchange. They still actually offer members in Australia and the UK. I heard you say, where you can actually get a Visa card that's connected to your Bitcoin wallet. So they're still issuing them, are they?
No, it's not Visa. It's an FPOS, which is
electronic
point of sale.
Yes.
Doesn't have the Visa or the MasterCard logo on it. So I can only use it inside Australia. But I can go to the ATM and exchange it for local currency. I can go to the supermarket and use it and just swipe my card, put my PIN number in, pay for my groceries. But if I pay for a coffee, I always ask, I asked this guy yesterday, I went to pay for my coffee, really funky coffee place. They had a little QR code reader for other products that you can use your QR code on your phone. I said, oh, can I pay for these coffees with Bitcoin? He said, oh no, we don't accept Bitcoin here. He knew about it a little bit. I said, well, let's see what happens. Swipe my card, put my PIN in, and it said accepted. And I said, well, there you go. Yeah, I'm the first person that used Bitcoin through the transaction card I have. He said, wow, that's unbelievable. So people are excited when they can see it coming into their local business. Here's just a small business. Yeah, but it's not Visa or MasterCard related. So I know that Visa's sort of pulled back because of the credit side and everything of buying Bitcoin using credit. But mine's an EFTPOS card, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, okay. Claudia, any more questions from yourself or anything you'd like to share?
I think we're over the time already. Maybe one story I'm going to share, like I had yesterday, as I usually do have my meetings with some Venezuelans I have a lot of people from Venezuela coming over here, and they told me like something which, of course, they live off Bitcoin mining. You got to imagine a country which has how many people? Over 40 million people? Over 40 million, way over 40 million people. And there's no business to be done anymore. All businesses have shut down. Basically, people are fighting to survive. I mean, and so they say like they come, and if they want to buy a coffee, they have to like this big piece of paper to buy a coffee. But if they pay the coffee on a credit card, they pay like 200%. And if they want to then trade it into Bitcoin or into a dollar, they pay like 300%. And on the border. And so they're all into mining because they have one thing, and that is cheap energy. So they pulling money together to get of course the GPUs, but now they they have a new law basically that they can't, it's basically illegal. So and they all are interested into the mining, certainly because they already understand mining. But you see, I mean, you guys are all basically lucky, you're fortunate, you live in different countries, so really no worries. But those people, you have 40 million and somewhat people, they're trying to survive. I mean, and they are all into, the only business working is Bitcoin mining. That's the only business they live on. And they say it to me, and I meet so many Venezuelans. I know Amanda, Liam, they have all met lots of Venezuelans every day, and that's the only business they live on. So, I mean, we're talking about here something else. We're talking here purely survival. They survive on that stuff, which is, it's just, it puts it to a totally different dimension, when you think of what it has actually done, what cryptocurrency is doing for them. I mean, now Maduro wants to invent his cryptocurrency and stuff like that. But I mean, they're learning from a different angle than we do learn, of course, that. And you see that, I mean, boy, those people really trying to just, to get to survive. And once we know that, once their credit cards arrive and how much they pay for that, but they just, for them, this is what it is purely. So it's a different way of thinking. And so we have for them a solution, an all in-house solution, because we have the in-house solution when it comes to gold and silver, which means they actually can have gold and silver, which of course then is stable for them. It is saved away for them in Switzerland. Plus we have the mining aspect. Plus if they do the mining with us and then they want to get cash out and want to get actually paid in the bolivars, which most of them they don't want, but there are solutions to get out in bolivars or in US dollars if they want to have the fiat when they sell the gold to us. So this is basically it's a perfect solution for them. So there's so much business for them to do, which is it's really, really exciting. But like all the Westerners on the call, of course, really don't understand that how hard it is for them. So, you know, that's sort of it makes you thinking a little bit. It's a very, very harsh world out there as well, you know, and where Bitcoin really has been, you know, a survivor. So we thank Bitcoin, obviously, and gold and silver to have it. So yeah, that's my words for today. Whatsoever. I know we have Zaire asking for the party. Yes, we have soon our 10th anniversary coming up. I think we're gonna program something here in Panama. That's in the plans. I believe we soon will be sort of putting up some information, right, Bill, about that. And yeah, I wish you all a great afternoon, evening, wherever you guys are. Lots of things to come, lots of exciting things. Thank you, Kitty. Haven't seen you for a while. I was about to get on the Monday call, but you know, I was in this beautiful Tobago Island, and it was just so quiet and so beautiful, hearing the ocean. I just slept so deep, you know.
Try and get you on maybe next week, but it's still the time zone. We might have to adjust so we can get you on, so it's not 4 o'clock in the morning.
That Bill and Kitty, thank you so much. And yeah, basically, Bill, up to you, closing words.
No, it's all okay from me, Claudia. Thank you for hosting the call. I really appreciate Keithy coming on, getting up in the morning there in Australia. We really appreciate that. Is there no more questions before we shut out, Claudia?
No more messages. Kitty, check your inbox, Facebook very soon, and no more questions so far.
Okay, great. Thanks for hosting the call, and everyone have a great day, great evening, and let's Bitcoin on. This is going to be a very exciting year, not just with Bitcoin, but some of the other altcoins and other services coming to the table as well. So thanks, Claudia. Thanks, Keithy.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Claudia.